By now, we all know Engie Move. We're going to give you a small rundown of what we did the past 2 months, and we're going to start with July.
Yes. So in July, Engie came to POZYX and gave us the assignment to use energy harvesting and sharing as a way to reconnect with local businesses. So that is what the assignment was for us, and we had some keywords in there: energy harvesting and sharing, and reconnect with local communities. And that is what we used to make or to come up with Engie Move. Engie Move was an interactive interface which we used with the energy generating dance floors. It was just a simple way to convey the message of energy creation and usage in a fun and simple way. And this project, we think, was chosen for a second run because it was fun, it conveyed a really positive message, and it really engaged with a younger audience. And that is what we worked with also in August.
And August is now. Our team changed, so the team that worked on POZYX, they weren't part of it, but we are a group. First of all, Marie, who is absent today because she has an exam. We all hope she's gonna do well. She was the graphic designer. Inti is the interaction designer. Bruce is the developer, and I worked on the research document mostly. We worked with a lot of post-its this month, like a lot of post-its, to try to find what was important to the project, who we were making it for, what we were going to do, and we ping-ponged a lot. We also came here in the first week, as you might remember. We also talked to Jen a lot, and that helped really narrow down our ideas. We looked at the goal again, and we narrowed it down to this sentence. We wanted a fun interaction with the brand that shows the audience Engie wants to become a leader in zero carbon energy. And the three key components there are: it should be fun, it should be interactive, and it should convey that zero carbon energy message. The target audience is simple, is a group aged from 17 to 25, which is Generation Z. They are known as informed consumers, which is basically they are very engaged with the things that they support. So they have really strong opinions about the brands that they support and or don't support. And at festivals, they tend to go there in groups. I don't think anyone goes to festivals on their own there. And to accommodate all those ideas and important bits, we came up with this concept. First of all, I'm going to explain the infrastructure a little bit. So this is a 3D model of the booth. We would try to use the branding of UP because it's very colorful, it's very recognizable, it's linked to the green energy message. We would use 3 containers because containers are easily moved from festival to festival. The 2 festival containers on the bottom are going to be linked together, so it's one big room, and the one on the top is going to be used as storage for the technical parts, because we would like to see the containers be sustained by the solar energy. And we saw that Engie France had wind trees, which is a very aesthetically pleasing way of making wind energy harvestable, which is really fun. At the front, you'll see that we have like a screen where you can play messages, could be call to actions, could just be an explanation of the booth. Again, it's very colorful, and what we can do in the booth will be explained by my colleagues here.
Yes, so the concept we came up with was to create a silent disco. So just for I'm just going to explain the concept of silent disco. There's a room, everyone gets their own headphones, and people can switch channels with different music. So that's what we want to create inside the container, but we don't want to make just a silent disco. We want to make it like a fun, interactive experience. So that's why we want to let people make their own customizable Engie Up themed character, dance partner actually. And that dance partner will be projected inside the booth, and we are going to use some kind of positioning technology, which Bruce will explain a little bit later, to interact with your character directly, which is displayed on the walls.
So in our concept we wanted to include some innovation, so we chose POZYX. What is POZYX? Those are the little tags and the 4 anchors in the room. It's accurate 3D positioning solution from a company located in Ghent. It uses ultra-wideband technology combined with machine learning to position items, people, animals very accurately. If you compare it to traditional positioning systems like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi or GPS, it's accurate because the positioning error is a maximum of 10 centimeters. Instead of with Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, it's between 1 and 5 meters, so that's a big difference. It's also very robust, that ultra-wideband technology, because it can penetrate through thin walls. So it can be used indoors and outdoors, like here in this building on this floor. You can put up some anchors and you can position everyone with a tag on this floor. POZYX is a company that started in 2015 with a Kickstarter. It excelled their goal with 200%, and they are quite catching up because they have already more than 3,000 customers all over the world. Some big names are Airbus, Honda, also SpaceX. A fun fact is apparently that SpaceX has bought the same amount of POZYX kits like they landed rockets back on the Earth.
So it's not confirmed, but you can like
Correlation.
Yeah,
maybe,
correlation-wise. Accurate positioning is a technology that is being used recent years and is upcoming. Like in the new iPhone, it will be included. So we also chose it because it's easy to implement and really small to carry around. And now we're going to give a little demo of the user flow that we have in our booth.
Your tag that is actually being positioned, what does it look like?
Yeah, this is a tag from the developer kit,
Yeah.
so it's pretty big, but there's also an enterprise kit, which makes
The tags
like
smaller.
really small. It's like 1 centimeter on 1 centimeter, so it can be implemented in a whole lot of
And the battery?
things. The battery can be linked to
The battery on the enterprise kit is like a AAA, but you can connect it to whatever device it's connected to. POZYX has worked with a company that ships the enterprise tags within the headphones themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're powered
So
with
you just use the headphones, which
Yeah.
you need anyway because it's a
Yeah.
silent
Yeah.
disco.
Yeah.
So you don't need to carry around your tag
no,
because of the tag. You
it's,
carry it around because of the music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's hidden in the headphone
it's hidden in headphones.
and linked to the power of the headphones, which are charged all day or
So
around
it
back.
should be integrated anyways.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's already been done. The salesperson said to us.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
They're
can put us
very-
in touch with the company that did it with the headphones before.
Cool.
they're very open to help because we
Yeah.
told them about it and they gave us a lot of tips as well. So
Right now I'm just going to guide you through the user flow, that when people come to the booth, what they will experience and what they will actually have to do. So like I mentioned, people come to the booth and they have the opportunity to configure their own character. So I've made a little interactive prototype right here. So you just get started, and they are presented with different body types, so they can select different kinds of body types, and can create different colors, maybe add different kind of eyes, mouths. You can see that's slowly building up. Add some hair maybe, or a hat. And then right here I have my own little character made. I'm just gonna finish it. And then you just enter the code that's linked to the headphones. So each POZYX tag has its own ID, which we will also place on the headphones, and then they enter it, and that way the system can link it to the headphones and that tag. So click claim, and then put on your headphones and enjoy the experience. So right now we're going to show you how the positioning would work with the character we just made.
Yeah, sure.
So we have some dancing characters right here. It also detects which way you are looking at. So and normally when you get closer, it should become bigger. It should act like a mirror actually. So it's to really have like.
So it can detect a few things. It's, I think, acceleration.
Acceleration, linear acceleration.
Even with like extensions, you have pressure.
Yeah, pressure. A lot of different things that you can send with the cloud API.
It's bobbing up and down. Does it bob faster the faster you move?
Yeah, you can link that to the energy tiles. So inside we would also use the energy tiles, and it would be fun to link the amount of energy that's being created at that moment to the vibe that's created by the characters. So the more energy there's being created, the more dancing,
happier they dance.
The happier they dance. Maybe add some speech bubbles to make them more interact with, to let them interact more with the audience.
Yeah, play around with the more that you move with the sensor, the more they dance. Yeah.
So yeah, that's how the positioning would work with the projections. And after the experience, side of disco, when they turn their headphones back in, they have a photo opportunity to take a photo with their custom character. So if they want to take a photo, so they would just hand in their headphones and then get started. And then you have like a photo booth, and you can grab like a green screen, and that would be digitally replaced by the custom character made. And then that would be really cool. Also a really fun way to make like a call to action.
Share it, yeah.
To also make a call to action, so you can print a photo with like a QR code on it, make like a really cool landing page that also links to the up subscription maybe. So there's a lot of possibilities here, I think, with the booth. And I hope you guys like what our concept is. So the green energy is really screaming green energy from the outside, and inside we really wanted to make like an interactive, fun experience. And I hope we've achieved that.
Cool.
Any questions? Remarks?
Feedback, ideas for hats.
I have an idea for a t-shirt.
Another t-shirt.
You already have the paper hats?
No.
Yeah, my boyfriend said the one with like the wheel on it.
Yes.
The rainbow one. And because we're calling them dance partners, maybe a cowboy hat as well.
Yeah.
Because it's a
Like a
partner.
partner.
Turn it into a
No, it's
dance
really cool.
platform. You never know, sure.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the way you took the whole idea of the green energy and the fun experience and the exact target group we mentioned when we saw each other during the first demos. Really nice, yeah.
I really like the flow of it. Like it's
Yeah.
super engaging.
And for me, even the dancing tiles, even if that would not be there, it's not a big thing. It's awesome to add, but even if it's not there, it's not a big problem. There still is the idea of move because you're dancing. It's an experience because there's like a sausage dancing with you.
Yes. But we would like to incorporate the energy floors, because then you have 3 types of energy generation creation. So you have solar
And
panels.
then you can have like a counter. You guys are generating X.
Exactly. And it's like passively there, but you still, like outside you think, oh, green energy, and inside it's also again the energy that's there without you being slapped in the face with green energy like that. 'Cause
Can't you make some kind of if you have like the XYZ in the position sensor, can't you make some kind of an estimation of the energy produced based on the movement of those sensors? And you don't need the tiles anymore.
You
It
can
would
track
be
the
easier.
velocity of the people moving,
Yeah.
especially if they're moving their head.
If they're moving their head or
And
Moving
even if you
around.
have the tiles, you can also measure just how fast and how often people are like moving around, and then you can give that as a collective, like an ambiance score, that you can use to further animate stuff on the screen. It doesn't have to be individual only. You can like display the whole ambience of the room on the different screens together with the individual sausages.
Because if you would be able, for instance, to combine that with the step counter, you don't need the tiles anymore, because the tiles is a very complicated and or very expensive item. But a step counter is like the cheapest piece of hardware in the world, and I don't know what that costs, but that
we
could
really
be.
went all out with the dream big thing, so we were like, okay.
Yeah, but I think it's a very interesting. You come from the physical tiles, which were very interesting as a concept. But if you could replace the tile with this and a step counter,
You know what I love about this approach, rather as opposed to the dancing tiles, this is super scalable. This is super scalable. You could have 4, 8, 12 containers, just put up those sensors and it'll work. Done.
There's a lot of other things that you can do with the positioning as well, like place cameras around the booth that would take pictures periodically, and because you know a certain tag was at a certain position at a certain camera picture, you always know who is in which picture at the end of the event. So you can do a lot of stuff with cameras, with displays.
Still a lot of options.
I also like the idea of being able to combine your subscription to the chip with being able to have text balloons. Because you can then maybe ask during the registration to link with your Facebook account, and if you speak to this particular account, it just gets displayed on top, and you can just type things there.
Could also be, but I think there's still lots of stuff that could be added.
It's a very flexible idea.
For me, I really like the idea of the container for the boot. It's very easy to move, very easy to unpack and pack again.
And having the solar panels and the wind trees there, it shows well. So everybody knows solar panels, so it's it's solar powered, good. And then there's going to be like these freaky trees, and then what is this? And that shows innovation as well from Engie saying, hey, it doesn't have to be a solar panel, it could be something else as well. And you don't like windmills in your street because they're ugly, well, put up some trees.
These trees have been used before on
On
Roland
tennis,
Garros, Engie France, from Engie France.
We looked into a lot of different, we saw like solar flowers are also an option, which is basically a flower made out of solar panels. All of that is in the research document. Every scrapped idea is also at the bottom of the concept, so if you want like new or like find some ideas over there, that's good as well. We have like a lot of links in there as well. So
Some
it's
of
very
them can also be combined, the ones we scrapped with this idea to further.
I was wondering, what if you had another month, what would be the first thing you would tackle then?
I think probably experiment more with the positioning.
Yeah.
And
Make it
think
smooth.
about different ideas, what you can do with it. because now we have had the kids on Thursday or
Thursday last week.
Yeah, Thursday last week.
Yeah.
And Thursday afternoon. Thursday afternoon, Friday we don't work, so in 3 days we made this.
Yeah.
Okay, so or you're brilliant or it's easy.
It's very easy
Yes.
to use.
Bruce. What did I tell you?
I told you you're brilliant, you idiot!
Repeated it, that's one.
Awesome.
POZYX has really good documentation.
Yeah.
It's easy to set up.
You heard you?
So it's private joke with Gilles, who doesn't do documentation.
Yes, guilty.
Great.
Awesome, yeah, it's very cool.
We will send them to Documentation Island.
So
That's why we're all whispering documentation.
I just have maybe one question. So the installation you prepared us here, it has a cost. You told me that you'll have to give it back to not expend the cost. So this is the developer kit. So it's not the very nice positioning thing. It's really to test things out. So this, how much does it cost?
700, and the enterprise is 3,900.
Yeah, it's 700, which comes with 3 tags.
Yeah,
And
3
it's
tags.
another 80 to 100 euros per tag. So per person that you want in this booth. The enterprise kit has cheaper cost per tag, which is the smaller kind of tag. But the actual kit is about 3,900 euros because it uses a PLC with it, and like it has this.
It's more accurate as
Yeah,
well, and it
yeah.
has like a lot of different.
It has different algorithms and different filter on it. So.
Because with the creator kit, you're limited to about 2 or 3 tags because it really slows down. Because of technology, it always sends back a signal to the tag back and forth. And with the enterprise kit, it only sends a signal and doesn't receive it. So the limit to the tags is very high.
Is the API the same? Like if you were, is it a drop-in replacement if you take the enterprise put and you stuff it?
Yeah.
It works.
Should be.
Yeah.
That's
And
very
the enterprise chip, how much is that? How much does that cost?
The enterprise kit is about 3,900 euros.
For how much chips?
I think it has 5 tags, but the whole installation is done for you.
And what is the cost per tag?
But
I
if
think
you want to scale it up,
It's lower. It's
It's-
40
it's,
to 50.
I would have
think it's-
expected a couple of euros or a couple of dollars, not like 100 euros or so for a chip. It's
For one chip.
Yeah.
I think the enterprise one is definitely cheaper. I don't know how much exactly, but
Yeah.
it's a lot cheaper than the developer tags.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Okay.
I think they're willing to negotiate as well.
Probably.
Probably.
Probably,
Because the
yeah.
salespeople are really.
I can imagine that you implement this in a spaceship of a couple of millions, but in a headset of 50 euros, you're not putting a 100 euro chipset.
No, I think I can check if you could.
but I think you said the chip for the enterprise, if you want to scale it up, it's like 30 or 40 I thought.
Yeah.
It's still extremely expensive for what it is.
It depends what you integrate inside that chip, because there is a lot of technology about positioning and
There's a lot of
signals and
stuff
stuff
in
like
there,
that.
but still it's sensors, huh?
Yeah, but if
Sensors
you look the
and-
price of sensors,
Yeah,
Even
if you look
for
at the
stuff-
price of Bluetooth beacons, for example, that's also stupidly
that's still
expensive.
Bluetooth beacon. What was the price? 100 euro for 5, huh? Remember
More.
when we looked at it?
It was more. It was a kit 180 euros for 3.
Yeah, so it was still only sensors, but
Yeah.
it's already sensors are quite expensive.
Yeah.
And besides,
think-
how many alternatives are there? Like,
And they're
if it's
very-
one of the only companies that makes this, then naturally they can scale it as high as they want.
Enfin bon, it's not your
It
debate.
doesn't mention. It says if you want the enterprise kit, you talk
Contact
to them.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I like that.
But you
Yeah,
need
the
to also
concept.
like
Yeah.
the things it does for you is amazing. Like it does the positioning and the triangulation and all of the math for you, and it literally just gives you coordinates.
Can you have heat map or like a tracking graph based on the cartograph?
Yeah, they actually tested it out with
he showed me a demo as well
Yeah.
of like a cow farm, and every single cow had a tag, and they used the tag on the cows to see which cow is being milked when,
Yeah.
and like how they behave at night.
Yeah, but it's a hot topic, tracking cattle and so on.
Yeah, we've seen that in startups a lot.
And what's the coverage of one sensor like that? Can we put only 4 around all the tower, for example?
So the dev kit is very limited. Is the maximum area is 10 by 10 meters, but the enterprise kit is up to 50,000 square meters. So you can really cover a lot of ground with that. But it's linked through Ethernet, so the anchors do need to be attached to each other.
Doesn't need to be attached.
The anchors need to be connected to each other in the enterprise kit. So
Okay.
you are limited by the connection you make.
Okay.
And it's not wireless?
I don't think so. The anchors need each other's inputs to do the triangulation. And I think if you do that wirelessly, you're gonna lose a lot of the real-time
Yeah.
positioning potential of your tag.
The lag is going to be, and dropping of connections and so on.
So you need, and is it a square which is described like 4 tags every time, or 3 tags are enough if you just want to put like a triangle as an area or something like that?
How many tags do you need at minimum? Or
Yeah.
one? One, I'm pretty sure, because it connects to the anchors as like for the positioning.
No, I mean the anchors. Not the tag.
Yeah, you need 3 for
2D,
two-dimensional
yeah.
space and 4 for 3-dimensional space. Yeah.
I want to put that in my garden.
What purpose?
Why?
Why? Why? Because I can.
Track what?
My
It's
cat.
Roomba.
Your cat.
And the skin starts running away. Where's Ernestine?
As long as she's in the garden, he can track her.
Play with afterwards.
That's his kid, by the way, not his dog.
Or wife.
Hello Marie, you just got off grid. Where are you?
Can you please go back to the garden?
Back to the garden, Amari.
Yeah, suddenly speakers at his house go up. Move back into the garden.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
No, but I was thinking about the box installation and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you need anchors.
Yeah, that was.
Box installation.
Yeah, they said that
Pretty distant.
to put a box, you need to have like you have how to say a maximum distance from the box to your meters, and one of their highest source of issues was like it's too long. Then they need to put repeater to repeat the signal, and then after that they need to expense the repeater to the client because it was too far for what they said, but the client didn't knew up front that they could have need a repeater, and then they said that if you can track what is the start point and what is the end point, then it can be.
Didn't they invent a tool for that? Called a meter?
Yeah, and through walls.
Yeah.
It depends which. If you have a house in Namur of Pierre Taillet, it's something different.
My
than to
walls
put,
are bigger than that table, you know.
But your roof
Yeah,
is
but
like
you live in a
this.
dungeon, that's not.
Yeah, but indeed my roof is not that big.
Yes.
Is it back whole again?
No, it's okay.
Good.
Okay.
Alright.
Any more questions?
You have questions for us?
She has a question.
If you have to pitch that to the manager here that could take the decision to make that real, what added value would you bring forward for Engie? Like what are the advantages to put this project really live?
I think it's more of like just getting the name out there, and I think it's really. I think that was one of the things that were mentioned last month also, to engage to attract a younger audience.
And how do you want to remember Engie after this experience? Like if you think back about what the Engie booth was like at your festival, you can really remember it as a positive experience with Engie, and you have all of the zero carbon stuff there.
And it's very, very memorable as well,
Mhm.
because you're gonna remember that you made your own dance partner and did that. It's
Have a
just,
picture with it.
yeah, a picture, and you can put it above your bed.
And in terms of social media engagement,
Yeah, exactly.
after the event, when you grab the picture or the picture has a QR code and people tweet it or they Instagram it or whatever the young kids do.
That, and also it has potential to be used. So if you want to communicate about that, it's easy because you have already the branding. You can just use that and try to make it interesting. So there's a lot of wiggle room.
They can reuse
to
the
really
song
use
they've been using it. Because it's called Move On Up.
Yeah.
So just add on up on the side and you're there.
Move on in.
Move on in, move on up. Yeah.
Move on out.
Should be one of the songs at the silent disco as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay.
Super nice. So what's next?
End of the summer. Huh?
Ah.
What's next for you?
What's next for us? School.
Yeah.
Back to reality.
Back to reality.
My exams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you guys study?
I'm a student interaction design. So I study interaction design. I research in school. Lucas School of Arts in Genk, Limburg.
Oh, sorry.
No judgment.
I heard a bit of judgment.
Yes.
No.
It's Team Cortec right there.
And for you?
Applied computer sciences in Bruges,
Which school is that?
West.
Forest?
Yes.
And I'm finishing up a master's in comparative literature, which is very theoretical and very impractical, but it's a master's.
That's it.
It's
And where?
amazing. In Ghent.
Kent.
Yeah.
For me, also back to reality, back to work.
Back to work.
Not that I haven't been working, but
What is your
wrapping
regular
up,
job then?
I'm a developer, but I work at Open Knowledge Belgium. I also help organize Open Summer of Code.
Okay.
So we're still wrapping that up and starting to plan the next one. We're also internationalizing Open Summer of Code, so making it so that everyone can start their own Open Summer of Code any location they want. So
You're a developer in a consultancy company or something like that, or
I'm a
freelance?
developer at Open Knowledge Belgium. We
Okay.
do open data and open source advocacy.
Okay.
Anything open in Belgium, you've probably seen it. So.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much and congratulations for the awesome concept.
Very inspiring.
Yeah.
John,
Awesome.
stop.
Stop touching.